will bring out some of that little lemon flavor. Probably had a little bit too much lemon juice in here. That one little slice gave a lot. There we go. Voila! Hey, hi everybody. This is Amy Roloff, and I'm in Amy Roloff's little kitchen, meaning I'm really in my kitchen in my new house. And Chris is graciously filming me, so I have learned a lot on the technical stuff while being quarantined. Anyway, I wanted to make this one dish for you. It includes chicken, fennel, tomatoes, and we're going to kind of roast all of those together in the oven. And I have looked at a variety of recipes when it came to this because I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do. And so I came up with my version of this. I did not have a full chicken roast, you know, like a full roasted chicken thing. And this is really great with chicken thighs too. So we're gonna go with what I have. And what I have is boneless, skinless chicken breast. So in order to kind of sear that and get those juices all, you know, together so they don't get all over the pan and lose and dry out, I'm gonna lightly flour the chicken so it's got a kind of a base in it, saute it in the pan. So what I have here is just a little bit of flour, and I have salt and pepper and a little bit of garlic. What I have in this pedestal thing is I have coriander seed and fennel seed, and I have just grind them up. Oh, and when you do that, to have fresh seeds like this, the smell of fennel and the subtleties of the coriander, it is really nice. So we're gonna put that a little bit in this flour mixture too, because I want the chicken to get a little bit of that. We'll kind of do all this. And then I'm gonna take this flour mixture, get it over here, so that when I do it in the pan, it is all ready to go. Let me get my little oil going here. I mean, just a little dollop of oil so it's got a little coating on the pan. And I'm gonna get some tongs over here so that I can handle the chicken a little better. Coat this. I'm gonna put it on high a little bit because I don't want the chicken to really cook all the way through. I just kind of want it to get a little brown on both sides. So here we go. Let's just do this. And I lightly just dust the chicken with flour on a lot of my boneless chicken, because I have found that it really keeps the moisture in and the chicken a little more juicy, and it doesn't dry out. Obviously, if you don't cook it too long, your chicken won't dry out. But I'm hoping Chris will like this as well. I might even include a little bit of olives, which I forgot about. And I might be missing a few steps here, so you can always find this recipe at amyroloffslittlekitchen.com to get all the you know, the full details. I hope I got a big enough pan here. I didn't want too big of a pan, but I think I probably should have had a bigger pan. I guess that's what happens when you flatten out your chicken a little bit. And what I mean by that is that I did pound it a little bit, just to get it tenderized. Okay, so we're gonna let that brown for a little bit, and I'll be back. So I've got my chicken done, and I cleaned out the pan so that I can get ready to just lightly saute some of the vegetables before it goes into the oven to be roasted. And this is, you know, I just browned the chicken, but it's definitely not cooked all the way through, and that's what putting it back in the oven, roasting it will do. So yeah, pretty good. Not bad. You never know when you're in a hurry doing these things. However, I want to clarify something to you because I have a tendency to mispronounce cooking lingo, okay? So this right here is not a pedestal. It's a pestle and a mortar. The mortar is the bowl, and this little thing is the thing that crushes whatever you want to crush up. So I redid more coriander seeds and fennel seeds because I think I want a little more flavor. So I crushed up a little bit more in this mortar and pestle. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Don't get after me on that, people. So this is my vegetables. Here's the fennel. I had already chopped it up, but if you want to put it all together, it does come in this nice little cute little bulb. It is so cute. Oh, the aroma is just wonderful. And then it has these long little stems on the bulb if you've never seen one before. I have never used these, the stem part. I'm sure you can. But I did chop up some of this feathery stuff, I think it's called the frontal part of the fennel bowl, and that is going to be our little pesto over there. So anyway, let's get back to what we're doing. I went ahead and toasted some croutons because that'll go on top of it just before the chicken and everything else is finished. So I'm going to heat up some oil, and we're going to saute a little bit of the fennel, a little bit of the shallots, and I would say this is kind of like a small to medium because I am only cooking for Chris and I. You can add a little bit more of all of this if you've got a bigger family, obviously, like 4 people or 6 people. Just add more chicken, use a bigger pan, you know, it'll take a little more time. So I only have one fennel bulb here. And then I'm gonna do the cherry tomatoes and kind of roast those too. So let's come on over here. Put a little more oil in here. Well, I'd say probably about a tablespoon. Get the pan coated so things don't stick to it. I have it on medium-low heat, and we're just gonna saute this a little bit, just until they get a little soft. Turn that down just a little bit. I'm gonna go get my shallots. I'm gonna put in the garlic a little bit later because I don't want them to brown. And so you have, you know, burnt or kind of sour tasting garlic. That's no fun. Because believe me, I love garlic. I'm gonna add a little more salt here. I love my little salt pedestal or my little salt box. Absolutely love it. Just a little bit of pepper, not much, just a little pinch. A little pepper. And what about all that coriander I did? Let's move this around a little bit. Oh yeah. Now I tell you, the aroma of fennel is just absolutely wonderful. We're just gonna sprinkle just a little bit of this coriander fennel. I think that'll be a nice little extra little seasoning of a touch to it. I think these need to go just a little bit more. Be patient. I have a tendency sometimes not to be patient when I cook. And I either cook it too fast or I'm trying to do too many things all at the same time. I'll tell you the story about the croutons that I made. That's the 3rd time I made them for this dish because I was doing other things. I forgot about them in the oven and it turned out like burnt toast. No fun. No fun at all. So that was the 3rd time that I had croutons that I, you know, had browned just the way I wanted. Yeah, I think that's enough there. They're just beginning to turn soft. I'll add in my garlic, get that aroma going, that flavor going. Add that. So we got a little fennel, a little shallots, a little garlic. And we are gonna lightly, and this is a pan, you wanna use a pan that you can put in the oven. So this is, I love the All Clad brand, and it's really basically that and Le Creuset. Those are two brands I really like, but who cares? It doesn't matter. What you want to use is a pan that can go from the stove into the oven. Okay, we got that. I'm going to grab my lemon pieces here. Since there's only Chris and I, and 3 pieces of chicken, I got a lemon per. And I love roasted tomatoes. I probably should have had another lemon. Oh dear. Well, you can add more lemon if you want. I wouldn't add too much because you don't want the whole chicken just to be lemon. Oh, you know what? Another thing I forgot, you guys? I'm going to add a little bit of olives to this. Okay, let's bring in some of these tomatoes. Lovely, lovely. They'll kind of burst. Some of them will burst, some of them won't when you start roasting. Okay, here's this lemon. There we go. Maybe I should use one of these. Flip it over. Slipping out of my tongs. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna put the chicken on here. Did I forget anything? Because that's what happens. Sometimes I forget something. So I'm gonna put that on top. That way the chicken can meld with all of the vegetables. Let me have that simmer for just a little bit. Now I'm gonna get the olives really quick. I'll be back. So I've got everything in the pan. I've got the fennel, I've got the shallots, I've got the garlic. I have some seasonings, the coriander, the fennel seeds, a little bit of salt and pepper. I've got the cherry tomatoes, and we're all gonna roast this all together, but I'm gonna add in a little bit of olives. You don't have to add the olives. Chris doesn't like olives, but I do. I'm gonna give it a try, so I'm just gonna put it around my little chicken piece. And with it being roasted, I think it'll taste very, very good. You don't have to do olives. It's you know, this is a dish, make it your own. But it's been quite some time that I've cooked with fennel. So I'm gonna get this in the oven, and then it's gotta go in the oven roasted at 425, just for about 15, maybe 20 minutes. Depends on how much chicken you have, how thick your chicken is. It will depend on how long you need to cook it. But I'm gonna cook this about 15 minutes. The chicken pieces I think are big and they're a little bit thick, and I definitely wanna make sure it's cooked all the way through. So, let me open up my oven door first. Crazy dog is in the way. Okay, here we go. Yes, in my house I have to use a stool, people, so I wanna make sure I get it handled okay. So we're gonna let that roast for about 15 minutes. And I don't wanna make the mistake like I did with my croutons, so I'm gonna set my timer to 15 minutes. And I'll be back. Okay, I just took the chicken out of the oven, and I think everything has been roasted, and all the flavors are coming together. And so with 3 pieces of chicken, I almost wish I had another fennel bowl, but hey, this is still gonna be good. I wanna add some greens here. So I am going to make a little fennel frontal pesto. So you know all that leafy green stuff on here? I got a lot of that off and I chopped it up really fine. We're gonna add some lemon juice. I saved a little bit of lemon anyway. We're gonna try and squeeze out as much as I can here. Oops, a seed got lost. I'm gonna have to fetch it out. No one wants the seed. Okay, got that out. And I love wearing aprons. I'm gonna add, oops, my little wine glass. Add a little oil. Just say about 2 tablespoons. A little bit of salt. Not too much, I don't want it too salty. And then we're just gonna use this spoon. Just kind of mesh it all together. There we go. Voila!